represent the whole demographic of humanity.
Yeah.
And that is what these people are doing. Yeah. If you look at them, the Americs of this world, the Andrew Tates, the and these other women bloggers that just cherry picking small traits. I have my own issues. Maybe I drink a lot. I have an alcoholic. That does not mean that husbands, I'm a husband myself, that most husbands are that alcoholism is a masculine trait. Actually, nowadays, both men and women tunapatanaga kwa bar in more or less the same capacities, no?
Which actually reminds me of the whole Hakim story. You remember it? Yeah, the footballer.
Yeah.
I think he's from Egypt, and the whole story of how during the divorce, and the wife now finds out that actually the money is in the mother's account, and there was now the whole troll of men.
But you see, hapo kunaenda aje? Who is celebrating? As in, the whole Hakim story is viewed as a win for men, not a win for Hakim, and a loss for women. Because that is a very good point you have brought up. There is a big thing, a very fundamental issue that people are overlooking. That why is it that the fact that Hakim ameshinda hii maneno yake because amepicha pesa kwa mama yake, considered a win for men? Is it that men feel that their property are being targeted? You see, kama mimi hata sina kakitu, why am I celebrating what Hakim, a billionaire, has? You see, and why is it that women are condemning that issue? Is it that society has taught them that they are entitled to their men's properties? You see, this thing is very deep. But as I was saying when we started, this topic of toxic masculinity, toxic femininity has been used as a gender war. These genders zinapiganishwa sana. Hata ukiangalia sikiza Maina Kageni in the morning. Issues that are normal in marriages are being blown out of proportion, and then men and women are supposed to take sides. You see, men and women are supposed to take sides. Women are supposed to go towards Maina Kageni. Kengangi, on the other hand, the men. And Americs, the men. Ati of Buyer Beware, the women. You see, as in, and it's so sad that those small traits, what I can tell you, your negative traits, should not be used against me. I'm not a rapist. Why are you saying that you need to fear men because they can rape you? Me, I've never raped anybody. Yeah? You probably have never been raped. You see, me, I'm a victim of rape myself. Yeah, sexual abuse. Yeah, will I say that all women are bad? We had a case the other day, a lawyer, I think last year, at 1 or 2, can't remember, where a Kenyan lawyer accused his wife of rape, that he came home drunk, fell asleep, and then woke up to find his wife on top of him, taking pictures and send it around. You see, but being a sexual offense against a man does not mean that all women are rapists.
Yeah.
You see, we need to change our
mindset.
Our mindset. That some of these toxic traits, are not really a gender issue.
Maybe and spoke about the whole toxic traits, and I believe even earlier we had briefly touched on that. But then there are common ones in the society right now. Some might seem very subtle. You'd be like, let me just leave. Common ones would be, for example, women. Maybe a woman telling you should be having as much money as this particular person, or by this particular age you should be doing this. You should be doing this. As a man, telling a woman by this age unafaa kuwa na mtu hiyo, by the way, by this age unafaa kuwa sijui umefanya nini.
Why are you avoiding marriage? You fear, you're irresponsible because you don't want to marry. I don't want children. If I don't want children, I don't want children. I'm a man. I don't want to get married. I want to live a bachelor life. That would be termed as very toxic. Taambiwa wewe unaogopa responsibility. No. Yet the other side, if you look at the other side, a woman will be hailed by her decisions to stay single.
Okay.
You see? Or at some, in other quarters, she is going to be vilified for being single or childless. You see? And there are certain traits, and maybe if I can go through some
yes, please.
Some traits for men. Okay. There are the need for control. There is that need for control. You as a man, you want to have the last word. Always in your house. Actually, there was a survey done by some NGO somewhere. Can't remember which country. I read it actually yesterday in the evening. So it was very interesting. It said 60% of men actually believe that they have to have a say, the last word in a relationship. That compromising or meeting your wife halfway is considered weak. That is not good. That is one, I can say that one hands down is very toxic. And any man who believes that, then why are you marrying? If you don't want companionship is where we actually sit down. Yeah, you might have a word or two in, but it's not all the time. And it's funny that there's a large number of men who still believe that. Same thing with women, on the other hand. Women, there's a toxic trait that says that a woman should be agreeable to everything the husband says. That is also a very toxic trait. And people don't look at it that way, that actually your weakness can be a toxic trait. You as a woman, it is not your work to always be in agreement. Voice out your concern.
How because when you mentioned that, I'm pretty sure even the views would be like, and they quote for you the whole Bible quotes of woman be submissive, and all that, the whole submission kind of topic. How do you draw the line of the submission versus actually meeting somebody halfway?
Submission, first of all, people take it out of context.
Yeah.
Submission does not mean that it's a yes, dear affair. You see, so my wife should submit to me as much as I should show her the respect and the love. It goes two ways. Actually, the wife...
She's watching right now.
Yeah, she is.
She's writing notes.
She's writing notes. You see what happens? The Bible is very clear. And people, if we cherry pick specific parts of the Bible, it can distort the whole thing. That verse says, women submit, but men love. You men, we are called to love our women. And when I say love, tumepewa a limit. Love your women or love your wives the way Christ loved his church. And the fact that if that love is so big, so huge, to a point that you are supposed to actually do whatever it takes to protect your woman, and to ensure that you make good decisions so that it will make the submission come easily out of your wife.
Okay.
You see? But you cannot rule with fear. But men think that submission is a matter of fear. Kama mababu zetu wanaingia kwa nyumba, mnamusikilia huko, everybody disappears. And then the guy feels as if, mimi ni mwanaume nimefika. You see the way these people are that is not submission, that is fear. And that is one of the toxic masculine traits. The need to dominate through violence and fear. Yeah? And it's bad. Because you don't really know whether your woman truly loves you or fears you to a point that she cannot actually be a partner for you in this life.
As a man, you can have, again, the whole balance of having the control of the house and also making sure that, you know, these toxic traits, people actually respect you in that house. You know, unaweza ingia kwa nyumba, you know, and kuna tu kiti yako pale. As dads, you know, kuna kiti yako.
Mimi kuna kiti yangu naingiaga pale naona watu wametoka tu. Sasa nikikuta mtoto wangu naambia toka. But it is. There are some unwritten rules in every house. And those rules should be celebrated, not vilified. You see. And they come through leadership. One, men confuse leadership with control. I can show leadership in my house. And through leadership, the household will prosper more than a house that is controlled kabisa. Ukaangalia why the West wameenda mbali is because they have been able to include their women in decision making. Not like for me, in my house, my wife works, I also work. You see? So I cannot say that as a man, it is my work to provide 100% for my family. Yet my wife is a very learned person, and she can actually go out and pursue her own career.
Yeah.
You see, I don't have to control her every movement. I don't know what she's doing. Probably she left my house in the morning and went her own ways. But I trust that with the leadership I show, that when I leave home, I'm going to work, and I show her this is the way we do it, then my wife is also going to follow. As a man, we need to drive towards leadership than control. And that is where most men get it wrong. Love, submission, those things have to be. And being the way Jesus showed leadership in Christianity, that is the same way as men we are called to do. And not only women are supposed to submit, but you're also supposed to lead. And women choose leaders.
I'm curious, before we actually wrap this particular conversation, wewe kama Mwangi, to get it a little personal, back then, even before you met your wife, you must have had maybe a toxic girlfriend at that time. Very many. Okay, I'm curious. Experience ilikongaje?
Hey, where do I start? When you see me talking about being so passionate about male rights, it's because I've also been a victim of abuse, both, as I said, both sexual and physical. You see, and to part of activism, it's not only to highlight, oh, there is this problem. We need to teach people how to handle. You say, like for me, I can stand here in television and say, I've been a victim of sexual offense.
Let's pedal back kwa kitambo. Tuambie ilikuangaje? I mean, you're in a relationship maybe, and vitu zingine, you're saying this is a whole toxic trait towards me, but then you're like, let me ignore this. Let me hope itaacha.
I think maybe if I can choose one of the many.
Yes.
I used to. Me, I've grown up with a full family. My father, mother, they're all there.
Okay.
So I've never seen my father hit my mother, not even once. And my father used to be in the military, so having a military man those days with full restraint was very difficult.
Sure.
But my father was, you see. So me, I've grown up not seeing violence as a family issue.
Okay.
I used to see it with neighbors. Mara huko duru imepigana, and then my military dad would get out and go and watanisha hawa watu. Alafu tunarudi nyumbani, naona huyo mama huyo ni mbaya. Unajua amekuja usiku saa moja after bwana yake, ndio maana anapigwa. Unaona? And that's how I grew up. So me in violence, we have never really had a chance to kuingiana until I got into a relationship with a particular so-and-so, and I'm sure she's also watching. Tuliongea asubuhi, ngambia I'll be on TV, na ndasema tu, naona. So, it all started small. As I was saying, it all starts small. a subtle comment here, a disrespect there. And one day...
Probably, which kind of comments? Because sometimes people might be in a relationship together, but then they're oblivious of easy traits. So which kind of comments zinaweza kuwa zinarushwa here and there that people don't really pick up?
I'll encourage anybody to research on the 7 stages of disrespect. Maybe if I can touch like 2, the earlier ones. The first stage inakujaga as subtle comments. No, let me just say combativeness. Combativeness is a point where, assuming also in your house, so today you decide, I want to, you ask your madam, I want us to go out and have tea at Java. It's a very nice, polite, innocent comment. And she'll say, I don't feel like going to Java. Nataka tuende Pogo Gaucho. I don't want to go to Java. You as a man, what will you do? To avoid confrontation. Tunaenda Pogo Gaucho.
Labda atake chai anataka nyama.
Umeelewa kenye nimesema? Nasema already wewe this conversation hata nikuangalia vizuri. Wewe umeanza conversation mwambia, babe, I want to go have tea in Java. Let us. And then your woman will say, no, I don't feel like having tea.
Tuende Pogo Gaucho.
Nataka kwenda Pogo Gaucho kula nyama. Or I want us to tupike kuku leo. No? Kuku. Leo siski. Kula kuku. Let us tukule beef or greens.
Okay.
That is combativeness. Most people will not see it as a stage of disrespect. You see? Yeah? And the other way around also applies.
Yeah.
That is a stage. When you ignore that one, inakuja kwa subtle hints or subtle comments. We are talking, me and you, and then I'm baby yangu, I'm stuck, I'm feeling, I think I should start like a small business somewhere to do this. And then maybe your woman will tell you, sasa wewe, na pesa gani? Naona, na pesa gani? I can get the loan, but you don't have the technical capabilities to handle that business.
Okay.
It's very innocent. But you see, tumetoka kwa combativeness, tumefika mahali where now she's or he is starting to attack your capabilities or your competence.
Okay.
And then the next stage, tutafika mahali enye kutakuwa na public embarrassment. When and that is how it goes, like this.
Seven stages of disrespect. Your time nitakumalizia hiyo story ulikuwa unatupea. Then
so now
tumalizie.
One day I went through those stages, ignored, of course, because as a man you do not think that a subtle comment like that, disrespect there is anything bad, up until when you are together with other friends somewhere. And a friend of mine actually was a lady friend, and we were together in the same place.
Okay.
Told me, Dennis, see, you guys are going towards the money area, and me I live towards those areas. See, you will drop me as you go home.
Okay.
Nikamwambia, ni sawa. Actually, sisi tutafika kwetu kwanza, and then we tutafika, lakini tutapita tu, tutakudrop alafu tutarudi. So, you see, as innocent as it was, the madam at that particular moment actually thought, I actually knew where this lady lives.
Mambo yamechemka.
Mambo yamechemka. Karushiwa macho hivi. And kelele ikaanzia hapo. Everything just went south. Those are called public embarrassments. And then coming home, there was full-blown war.
Okay.
Slap. Babe, no, a slap here. And kumshika kujaribu to restrain her, kumsukuma kando, she went in the kitchen, took a knife, and stabbed me. I have a big stab wound at the back of my back. Akadunga, akienda kutoa ile kuku imeshika na mfupa, kisu ikavunjika. Naona ikavunjikia ndani. And then she started screaming. So these neighbors are out there hearing screams of a woman. And my girlfriend then was very tiny. And I then sent my katakata. She was very tiny. So the neighbors came in, saw blood all over, and assumed who was the aggressor.
Kuna patria story, because I want to ask your social media handles. Your viewers waendelee wasikize story yote on your social media handles. Your last words tukimaliza, because I'm really out of time here.
I can tell you that when it comes to gender wars, they cause more harm than good. Nothing good has ever come with pitting women against men. We are supposed to, our differences should be complemented and encouraged. And masculinity is not bad. You should not feel as a man you are dangerous. You are not. We are the way we are because that is the way we were born. Okay. And we need to celebrate our masculinity and avoid the toxic traits. Also the same thing with women. Rejoice in your femininity, your softness, and encourage your femininity. Lack of masculinity is bad. Lack of femininity is bad.
Right. Dennis Monge, nimeshukuru manze. For all the expertise, your social media handles are by the way.
You can follow me from my Facebook page, the Fathers' Rights Movement of Kenya, also on Instagram and Twitter, Fathers' Rights Movement of Kenya.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, and speaking of social media